Hello and welcome back to Becoming You. Today we're exploring part 9 of the series, Living According to Your Values. And I want to begin by talking about a kind of unhappiness that's surprisingly difficult to recognize because from the outside, everything appears to be going well. Someone may have a good job, meaningful relationships, a comfortable home, and many of the things they once believed would make them happy. Yet something still feels missing. And there can be a quiet sense that life doesn't quite fit. It's difficult to explain because it can feel ungrateful to admit it. But what's often missing isn't happiness, it's congruence. It's the feeling that the life you're living genuinely reflects the person you really are. That your daily choices, made over months and years, actually match what matters most to you. Most of us spend a great deal of our lives chasing happiness. But far fewer of us stop and ask a much deeper question. Am I living in a way that reflects my deepest values? Those are very different questions, and they lead us in very different directions. Living according to your values doesn't always create instant happiness, but it creates something much deeper and far more lasting. It creates the feeling of being at home within yourself. When your life reflects your values, you stop searching for who you are because every day you're beginning and expressing who you are. I want you to pause and think about that for a moment. Values are not goals you eventually achieve. Values are directions you keep choosing. That's why they matter so much. Identity isn't discovered simply by thinking about yourself. Identity is revealed by the choices you repeatedly make day after day, often in moments that seem small, but eventually shape the whole course of your life. Values are often misunderstood. We treat them like aspirations instead of ways of living. We write words like honesty, compassion, courage, freedom, curiosity, or connection on a piece of paper, but unless they shape our everyday decisions, they're simply good intentions. Values are not achievements. They're not boxes to tick. You never complete kindness. You never graduate from honesty. You never arrive at integrity and think, that's finished. Instead, they're choices you continue making every single day. That's the difference between goals and values. You can finish a marathon. You can complete a project. You can reach a destination. But values never end. They continue pointing you towards the kind of person you want to be. And that's why values always give your life direction, even when you don't know exactly where life is taking you. So what stops us living according to our values? Usually, it isn't because we reject them, it's because other things become louder. We seek approval because it briefly makes us feel enough. We listen to fear because fear always shouts loud. We choose comfort because doing what truly matters is often difficult. Gradually, almost without noticing, we begin organizing our lives around other people's priorities instead of our own. From the outside, life still looks successful. The routines stay the same, but inside, something feels disconnected. It's as though you're acting out your life instead of actually living it. And there's another important distinction. Many people confuse values with rules. Rules say if you don't do this exactly right, you've failed. Values ask a different question. They ask, given what's happening right now, what would moving towards honesty, kindness, courage, or compassion look like in this moment? That's a much more thoughtful question because it asks you to respond rather than simply obey. Rules often collapse when circumstances change. Values continue guiding you, whatever life throws at you. I often think of values like a compass. Life rarely hands us a detailed map. We don't always know what's waiting around the next corner. But a compass doesn't tell us every step to take. It simply points us in the right direction. Your values work in exactly the same way. They don't remove uncertainty. They don't make life easier, but they help you stay true to yourself even when the road becomes difficult or unclear. And I also want to be honest about something. Living according to your values isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it costs you things you never wanted to lose. It may cost you someone's approval because you chose honesty. It may cost you a relationship because staying in that relationship required you to stop being yourself. Those losses are real and they deserve to be acknowledged. Authenticity doesn't always feel good in the moment, but over time it produces something far more valuable. It produces self-respect, the quiet confidence that comes from looking at your own life and recognizing the person who's been making the decisions. And that's a wonderful place to arrive. So here's your practice for this week. Take a sheet of paper and draw a circle in the middle. Around that circle, write down the 5 values that matter most to you. Not the values you think you should have, but the values that make you feel most like yourself when you're living them. Then for each one, ask yourself 3 questions. What does this value actually look like in an ordinary day? What behaviors express it? And what usually pulls me away from it? Finally, choose one small action tomorrow that honors just one of those values. Make that commitment to yourself and keep it. Because your values shape your decisions. Your decisions become your habits become your character, and your character becomes your life. But because fulfillment was never about finding yourself as though you'd somehow been lost. Perhaps fulfillment has always been about becoming increasingly willing to live as yourself with honesty, courage, and consistency, one ordinary day at a time. Well, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time as we continue our journey through becoming you. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where you will find the rest of the Becoming You series and many more resources to help you build a healthier relationship with yourself. Until next time, take good care of yourself.